Here today with the athletic director, head coach for Fort Stockton Panthers, Mike Peters. How you doing this morning, Coach?
I'm doing well, Tony. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, you are welcome. Guys like me that just cover high school football, we think of people as football coaches, but you're also the athletic director.
Yes.
We also think, hey, there's no football going on, so he's sitting around thinking about football. And that's just not the case when you're an athletic director of a program like Fort Stockton. This is probably actually your busiest time of the year.
No doubt, no doubt. This is hands down the busiest time of the year. Football season. Really, it's football and a few things on the volleyball side. But once we turn into the spring, especially in the school our size and in where our location is in the state of Texas, it becomes very hectic and very busy with the travel and all the teams that are going playing different places.
So let's talk a little bit about coaching in general. Coaches tend to be kind of, especially at the assistant level, kind of transient. So if you can, just walk us through your coaching journey from when you got into high school coaching.
Well, I got into after college, got my first job at Whitney High School, Whitney Junior High School. I was there, high school coach, junior high coach for 5 years. From there, I took a job at Boswell High School in Fort Worth, and I was there till we opened. They opened the second school, which was Saginaw High, and then I left with Coach Mike Levy and opened up Saginaw High School, and I was there from 2005 to 2016. Coach Levy retired, and I became the head coach there in 2010. So I had 6 seasons there. After the 16 season, or the 15 season, my 6th season there, I came to Fort Stockton in that February, and I've been here ever since.
Opening up a program is kind of a unique thing. I mean, it's because it's happening 10 times a year now, but still for a coach, it's kind of a unique thing in that you really get to establish the things that program is going to, what the character of that program is, as silly as, like the slogans. You establish the slogans then, and those slogans are going to stick forever. So what were you able to take from the experience of opening a program and then apply that when you came into an established program like Fort Stockton?
You're right. There's a lot of unique aspects to opening up a program, and that was, like you said, back then it didn't happen near as often as it does now. So that experience we had and all the things you go through with, like you said, I mean, from the ground up, the first color of the uniforms and all those things are important. But I think the biggest thing is a lot of those things that you do, establishing a lot of the policy, the procedure, the philosophy with, you have freshman and sophomore kids trying to prepare them to play, get to the varsity. I think a lot of those things were really beneficial as I moved out to Fort Stockton, because it was an established program, but we were going to do a restart. And so, you could call back on some of that stuff with kids who had no idea what football was at Saginaw, and kind of implement those same things to get a kickstart to where we were here at Fort Stockton.
Now, as a athletic director, coordinator at Saginaw, director at Fort Stockton, one of your roles, most people think of a coach as coaching kids, but one of your roles is coaching coaches.
Yes.
So kind of walk through a little bit about what it is you try and instill with your coaches to prepare them for whatever their next step in their coaching journey is.
I really like to I think that's, people talk about legacy and things like that with the programs and coaches. I think one of the things, our responsibilities as a head coach and athletic director, is to get the next generation of coaches into a spot where they can be successful and good for kids, you know. So I think going back, we meet quite often. I'm sure my coaches don't like all the early morning stuff that we do, but just really going through the day-to-days, you know, and outside the sports stuff, you know, how we run things from an athletic department. You know, coaches need to know that stuff. So it makes it easier on them even before they become head coaches is how budgets operate, how travel operates, and how to deal with administrative situations, parents, community. You know, we go through a lot of that stuff as a staff, trying to get them into a spot where they'll be successful when they take over their own programs.
All right. Well, now I am a football guy, so let's talk a little football.
Yes.
What do we have coming back and for the Panthers for this coming fall?
We got a good group coming back. You know, we got 23 varsity lettermen coming back. Most of all of those all played significant roles. All of them played in some sort of role for us last year. So they're a talented group. You know, I think that if we can get off and, you know, us as coaches not get them messed up, we got a chance to be pretty decent again. You know, the work ethic of the kid in Fort Stockton is the best I've been around. They want to be good. They want to be successful. They'll do what's required. And we've got a lot of that coming back this year and then down through the pipeline as well.
So what are some of the names I'm going to be reading in the paper on Saturday morning?
You know, I think defensively, you know, Darren Ureste is our inside linebacker. He's been a 3-year starter for us. He's a tremendous talent. Adrian Hernandez, also a defensive player. You know, really a good player. Isaiah Garcia, of course, he's kind of our guy, plays all over the field. You know, offensive line wise, we've got Julian Leyva. He started for us since he was a freshman. You know, he'll be back for us. Corbin Luna, Jadrian Ramirez, excellent players, running backs in our backfield. The quarterback situation is kind of up in the air, but look for a kid named Marco Garcia. I think he will step into the role and really pick up where we left off.
All right. So Fort Stockton, kind of out in the middle of nowhere, almost by definition, kind of halfway between San Antonio and El Paso. Of course, you can swing by the Paziano Pete statue and take pictures. But what's the go-to restaurant for Mike Peters and Fort Stockton?
You know, there's probably going to be two of those. Benvenidos restaurant downtown, and there's another one called Tacos OJ, which those two are they're the tops of the area, I promise you.
So what's the Mike Peters special at Taco OJ?
I'll go with enchiladas montadas with over medium egg on top.
All right, Coach. Well, thanks for your time today, and definitely best of luck with the upcoming season.
Thanks a lot, Tony. Appreciate it.